I'm just gonna give it a second for anyone to trickle in if they're on their computers and available. My name is Dylan. If you happen to be watching this from the start, I'm the developer of a game called Emoji Pop, which you can see right here. I make a mobile puzzle game. I used to work in the games industry making these mobile puzzle games, but I left because working for these bigger corporations, they don't really allow game designers to have control over the game's design. So also these companies are kind of dictated by a copy-paste philosophy of game design, where whatever game is making the money at that time, if you were to make your game any differently than that game, regardless of the reason why, that's going to be questioned and rejected by the higher-ups. There's a chance he might be able to, at working at these companies, there's a chance he might be able to say, well, these are actually two completely different games, and for reasons A, B, and C, we need to make this design change different. However, most game designers working for these giant corporations don't have any experience actually designing these games, since they've been dictated by this copy-paste philosophy for so long, and that they never get the experience of actually putting pen to paper, and for that reason, they're not even confident in themselves of these choices, and so they're much more likely to just copy Candy Crush over and over again, even though these bubble shooter games are completely different than Candy Crush. So that's why I left, and amongst many other reasons, honestly. And so now I'm making these mobile puzzle games the way I think they should be made, and I'm making them in a way that I think is much healthier for people to play. And so let me just post in my Discord that I'm going live. Cool. And so I'm pulling up the chats I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter right now. Just want to make sure they're all working well. We got a couple of viewers on Twitter. What's up? Let me know if you have any questions about the game. You can play at playmojipop.com from any mobile phone or computer that's web enabled. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me okay. Testing, la 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 la. We're up to 10 followers on Twitch, which is a milestone, I guess. Any mobile phone or computer that's web enabled. Cool. It is working. So let me just play the beginning of the game, and we'll get into the game development stuff we're going to be doing. Yeah. So you basically click and drag to aim, or you could use your finger if you're on your phone. You release to shoot, and you make these colored matches. There's also obstacles that aren't colored matches. For example, these are soaps, and they pop as a cluster if you hit them. And then one of the main points of the gameplay is to go after these stars, which contain mini-levels. So if we beat this mini-level, we get to spin a slot machine that earns us more moves, so we can continue making progress in the main campaign of the game. Let me just finish this level. Let's keep going. So really, you're trying to hit all the top matches, because if you hit the top matches, that drops everything else. So a lot of the strategy of the game involves how do you hit the higher up stuff, and how do you save moves, what colors and what matches to make, saving the most moves in terms of clearing all the smiley emojis from the board or whatever. Today is the first day where I'm really starting to feel better. I was out for a few days with a throat infection, and I feel a lot better now. I have some energy actually now, so I can really feel I think I was on some medication and that was affecting me, and now I feel amazing. I'm ready to go. So this is the slot machine where I spun 2 smiley faces, which gives me 3 moves. Alright, and then I would keep going, and so each world you unlock a brand new emoji obstacle, and they get more and more and more complicated. And then the coolest thing about the game, in my opinion, is that you can use these emojis that you unlock to create your very own emoji levels. So you can design your own levels, you can test them. Oops. test them, go back to editing, make some changes. You can hit edit here and change the move count, change the mode, change the size of the board. You save it, and then you can share it. The game gives you a web link for your level, which you can then share on social media, and the entire world can play your levels. So mostly in these creative games like Mario Maker, you have to own a specific console, you have to own a specific software, you have to be subscribed to the Nintendo Online account, and you can't just share levels willy-nilly unless you're like friends, or you have to write down some long code or something. So what's cool about this game is that literally the entire world is your audience. So while right now the kinds of levels you can make are a lot more simpler maybe than the kinds of stuff you can do in Mario Maker, the cool thing is that your audience is the entire world. It's thousands of times bigger. You can do it right on social media, so you can even gain a following. You can practice game design by following my tutorials and practicing level design. You can show these levels to people that you're applying for jobs for, and you can explain your designs and show how passionate you are about making these kinds of games. And I think you're a shoo-in for jobs like the kind of job I had in the industry, which was originally as a level designer. You can make good money and support yourself through playing Emoji Pop, and learning game design is my goal. So yeah, we got four watchers on Twitter. What's up? A couple watchers on Twitch. How's it going? So today we're going to be working on some UI meta kind of stuff. So let me go back home. So actually, this is the current version of the game that I'm loading. This is the live version, but we've been making changes to the game. So every week on the stream we create like a new feature or update the game in some way. And every Monday we release a new world of levels and a new emoji obstacle in the game, in addition to this update in the game. So the update this week is we're working on like a meta reward loop. What's up, Mattman PS2? How's it going? Thanks for joining us. I was just walking through the game a little bit in case anyone was new, and I'm explaining that we this week are working on these reward loops for the chest. So basically, by beating levels, you slowly unlock these chests that give you boosters and in-game stuff to help you out in the game. And then we're also going to have a more complicated event kind of thing where you're going after specific in-game obstacles, like these fruits or something. And by collecting these fruits, you get a chance to spin this mega spinner that gets you super rewards and can unlock rare skins for your emoji avatar, this is the customization screen for that. So that's basically the game. That's the introduction. What's up, Mattman? I hope everything's going good with your game Hexstars. I'm gonna get started, just coding. I'm feeling really good today. The medication, I can feel like this renewal of spirit. I was feeling really drowsy and kind of negative a bit, but now my throat feels really good, and I also have all this energy, which I've been tired for like a week straight. I think because the meds and my sickness, and now I feel really good, so I'm ready to go. Let's see. We don't need this. Cool. Yeah, one thing I've been thinking a lot about is I want to be releasing regular videos on my YouTube. I record YouTube videos under Emoji Popcast, and so I've been kind of slowing down on that, but I want to ramp it up a lot. So one thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to be playing one video a week. I'm going to have at least 3 videos a week to start, and one of the videos is going to be me playing other indie mobile games, and not reviewing them, but just analyzing them a little bit. So I won't ever say this game is bad, this game is good. It's I just want to learn from these indie mobile games and help promote them. And so for that reason I started a Facebook group. I linked it in my Discord if anyone's interested. The Discord link is at the bottom of Twitch. And so the idea, these Facebook groups are really good for promoting your games. When I release videos, I always share it on these Facebook groups, and I always get thousands of views through them. Madman says, yeah, you ever go on App Annie? Yes, lots learned about what the market is based on the top charts. Yeah, I have actually used that super great resource. Let's look. That's actually open right now. So my plan is to make a video a week where I just play a few 3 to 5 mobile indie games, and I kind of talk about them, and we kind of help each other out. And so I started this Facebook group. Yeah, so I've never had like at least for at my old company, we used to have like the paid version of this. I think that gives you a lot more data. But yeah, sometimes I see things that people screenshot from App Annie, like specific data about certain games or genres that is really, really useful. You had the paid version, so jealous. Yeah, isn't it like thousands of dollars or something? It's like super expensive, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like that's one of the benefits of working at the company is you get access to all these insane resources, like the fastest servers, like all these crazy analytical things. You have to log in to even look at anything. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's why it's good to have a corporation behind your back. They just sent me a message. Hi there. I'm sure you saved the login details. Nope, I'm not that smart. And actually, I don't think we even had. I think they would just. I don't think we even all of us had access, direct access. I think they would like screenshot stuff and send it to us, the stuff we should be looking at. For that reason. But yeah, my idea with this Facebook group is like a lot of the groups on Facebook are like indie game dev, it says, or something, and so it's thousands of people sharing their indie games. Free account on App Annie still has useful stuff. Okay, I'm gonna check that out actually. That's good to know. That's good. That's good. Good resource. So for these Facebook groups, my thinking is like usually they're called like indie game dev, and it's thousands of indie game devs sharing their games and stuff like that, and asking questions. And the mobile indie devs, I think, get kind of undershadowed. So like, for example, like most of these channels, you can't share stuff except for you can't share your own game until Saturday, when it's Screenshot Saturday, and that's the only day that any indie dev can promote their game on these channels. And the unfortunate thing is there's like, compared to mobile devs, like there's a lot of these like flashy 3D kind of console, PC, Switch games, and those are the ones that trend on Screenshot Saturdays. And all the mobile indie devs, like the games aren't as flashy looking, they're targeting a different audience that's not that the indie devs aren't really interested in, and so for that reason they kind of get overshadowed. And I have some other problems with these groups and the rules that they have, so I decided to start my own group and somebody working hard, like trying to get people to join who are mobile indie devs or passionate about mobile game design. And so my plan is once a week I'm going to be looking at that group and playing some of their games and uploading a video every week where I play them and talk about them. And so I just want it to be a great place for mobile indie devs to get together and give each other advice, share their games, and not worry about getting banned for promoting it on certain days or asking questions that are too generic or something. Like I want it to just be like a more open space. So yeah, that's kind of what I was doing last night a little bit. I think I got like 5 to 10 people in it so far, but I'm going to be working on it every day. So hope Mattman's doing good today. I'm just about to start my work day, so let's get started. Feel free, anyone, to interrupt me if you have any thoughts about game dev or anything like that. Or if you have any questions about the game or anything. If anyone's interested in this kind of game, you can go to playmojipop.com. You can create your own level, save it, and then you can share it with me on Twitter or in these chats, and I would love to play it, and I'll give you feedback for your level in real time. So yeah, for now though, let's get started. So I left off setting progress on the star chest. So whenever you beat a level, it'll update your progress. But one thing we didn't do yet is upgrade the progress in the database. So if you beat a level, the progress bar will go up. Then when you hit refresh, it'll go back down because it's not being updated in the database. So let's fix that. So this is what gets called when this is in the bubble layer. This is the main layer of the game that controls all the gameplay logic. If you win a level, this check level over gets called, and this rings true. So this is where we update the star chest progress. So this is where we're going to update the database as well. To do that, we're going to call this .parent.parent.parent. That's the main container layer. And we're going to call a function called update star chest database. And we're going to call it right here. So let's create that function. Update star chest database. Yeah, and if anyone's watching, make sure to download Hexstars on iOS. It's a super fun, it's kind of like Fall Guys, but it's like a true mobile translation of that kind of appeal of gameplay. We played it yesterday on the stream, and it was super fun. Mattman PS2 made it in the chat, so I really recommend you trying it out. It's a really well designed game, in my opinion. I'm super excited to see where it goes. If you search for Fall Guys, it's the 4th game listed, Hexstars. So anyone watching on Twitter or YouTube, make sure you check that game out. So to update the database, we go this.database.ref. That's the function that refers to a certain spot on the database, so we just have to say where it is. Thank you for the shoutouts, Mattman. No problem. Thanks for making it such a cool game and sharing it. So the reference... Oh man, it's been a long time since I've updated the database. Okay, so let's look at our database. So there's 4 items. We're going to go into users. That's where we have all the users. And then we need to have the user string. So each user has a random string generated for them, and so it's held actually in this editor data.user ID. Oops. And then within that, the variable is called star chest prog. And so that reference gives us that spot in the database, the reference to it, so that we have it, and now we can do something with it. So we can either then allows us to do like some functionality with that piece of data, but we want to just set it. So we want to set it to be this editor data star chest progress. Whatever that is locally, we're going to update it in the database. And we actually only want to do this if the user ID is not null, because if they're a guest, we don't want to be updating anything in the database since they don't have a spot in the database yet. So that's going to update us in the database. So let's just make sure we did that right by beating a level in the game. I need to be logged in though. I'm going to do this off screen because I have to mess with a file that has app IDs and stuff in it. Okie doke. I'm going to restart the game because I updated the main file. Ugh, class is giving me a headache. So let me clear the browsing data. I just realized that I think I was doing that off screen. 1 second. So just clearing the browser data without being able to see. Cool. Oops. Probably should have closed that. 1 second. Yeah, so Matt, man, I definitely want to play your game for the first indie mobile video I do, because I think there's so much that I could like talk about it, since it's like such an interesting game. So I'd love to do that. I'll let you know when I post it. It's not like I only have like 100 subscribers on YouTube, but like I'm chugging along. I think I'll get there eventually. I just need to start uploading regularly, I think. Alright, let's go back to the coding environments. I started playing this game, Ace Combat 7. It's pretty fun. I've never really played like a flight kind of combat game. I really enjoy it, actually. So this is actually going to be the new world that we're releasing on Monday. So it includes the dagger emoji. So the way the dagger works is, so this is a very time-based obstacle. Most bubble shooters on the App Store, they refuse to involve any sort of skill, because they're all about making money off of low-skill casual players, and so they basically suck all the skill out of bubble shooters, which is supposed to be a skill-based game. And so what I've done is I've changed the way that these games are structured so that I can embrace skill as much as possible. So the way this works is you have to time out your shot, and when it's pointing the right way, or the way you want it to shoot, so whenever you hit the dagger, it's going to shoot in the direction it's pointing. So you want to wait till it's pointing the direction you want, and then I'll hit it. Okay, it's not exactly what I wanted. Let me try hit this up left. Cool. And so they can kind of chain together and cut stuff out and make huge cuts to your level if you can time it out right. So that's going to be just a little preview of what the next emoji obstacle is going to be. We need to design the levels this week that are going to go in this world. So that's something else we're going to be doing this week. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what players do with this obstacle though in the game, and the kinds of crazy levels they can make. And there's a lot more crazy emojis to come, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, so we're gonna, let me make it so we're on, I'm gonna put us at world 0 again. So I changed the world index to 0, and delete the bubbles. So those bubbles are the bubbles you see on the screen here, the world bubbles, and so by clearing them, when I refresh, the game's going to see that there's no bubbles, and it's going to reload the world. And I do that to kind of prevent some bugs that could block players and leave them on an empty screen, but it's super useful for me to jump around the different worlds. This is the first world. This is the first thing you see when you play the game. So let's get to that first star and beat it. And we're going to try to see if this updates the database and the progress. So this is just the, oops, I don't have very many moves. I have 2 moves left, just enough. For some reason when they load, when they scroll down the bubbles, they are disjointed. I'm not sure. That started happening once I made some fixes to the engine. I'm not really sure why it does that, but not game breaking, so not a #1 priority for now. My goal is to just keep polishing this game with my chatters and make it as polished and perfect as I can before I release it on the app stores. But when I release on the app stores, it's going to be a different version of the game. It's not going to be the full experience that you can play online, is my guess. Cool. So we beat the level. Oof. Look at all the rough edges on this. Alright, so let's go back to the home. So we got a bunch of moves because we won that level. So that's why it's important to beat these stars so that you keep making progress. And I'm going to be reinforcing that with these reward loops. And so as you see, now we've made some progress, and it says win 4 stars. And if I go to the star chest prog, now we are at 1. So if I hit refresh, I should continue to have that 1 bit of progress. That means the database and the synchronization with it and the star chest progress is working. So I think what we'll do is we'll focus on the star. Okay, so it's working. We're gonna focus on the star chest progress and complete that reward loop first before we start doing the more advanced one. That way, if we run out of time, we'll have at least one reward loop working. We can do the next one next week. Also, I think it's just the way I want to do it for right now for some reason. So when it's at 0, it's to the left. It's like in the negatives. So I want to make sure that is not. So there's something wrong there. So we draw it in MetaBox B. This is where we draw the progress bar. It's somehow going backwards. So this is 0. It should be 12. Because we're starting at 12 in the X direction. And so when we have no progress, this is 0, but that's actually negative. So when it's at 0, we want it to be 12. So we just have to add a plus 12 here. And I think that should fix it. I'm not even going to check. I'm pretty sure that's right. So yeah, now we got the progress indicator working. So now we have to create the functionality so that when we fill up the bar, the pop-up comes up that rewards us with this chest. It's not going to be polished today, but it's going to be the core functionality. It should do the pop-up with the gift or the chest or whatever, and you hit a button, and it rewards you a booster and some coins or something like that. And we can nail down exactly what's happening later, but that's like the current goal for right now. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Anyone watching on Twitter, YouTube, I've got the chats open, as well as Twitch, obviously. Another thing we need to do is get rid of the tasks. We need to clean up this pop-up so that everything that we don't like, it should just be the store page basically. And we're gonna have a lot of room actually now for the avatar customization. So I think we'll probably end up doing a little bit of that today as well. We'll probably have to do some redesigning since we'll have so much more room. We can kind of spruce it up a little bit. Let me put on some music before I get too into this. I really like to code and design levels with music on so that I maintain sanity. For some reason I woke up with the B-52s in my head, if anyone cares. I have really random music tastes sometimes, but I think a lot of people are like that. Sweet. Alright. So let's go to where we're going to open up that pop-up. We set it up yesterday, so it's going to be in main container layer. It's right here. Update chest date. Oh, is it update chest database? Okay, this is where it is. Yeah. This function in the main container layer is close slot pop-up. That's the function that's called to close the slot pop-up after you beat a level. And so the slot pop-up is the last thing you see before you get back into the game. So this is where we're going to decide, do we let the player play the game again, or do we actually show them the chest pop-up if they've unlocked it? So I highlighted where we're going to do that. This is where we used to show the pop-ups for all the events. I used to have all these side events kind of like that would update you. Oh, you made this progress. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. And I got rid of all that stuff when we redesigned the UI. So we're kind of just replacing all that functionality with these reward loops here. And okay, so if the star chest is ready, So if the star chest is not ready to be opened, if we're still have more progress to go, then this is called, which increments the star chest progress, which is the thing we just did. But if the star chest is ready to be opened, the last thing we need to do is set on star chest ready to be false, so that next time it doesn't open again. And also we need to reset the progress. What's up, Kessels? Kessels said that my zombie character is basically ready to be implemented in the game, so I'm super excited about that. This is going to be the first game that I'm featured in. It's called Undead Eatery. Undead Eatery, you can check it out on Steam. I know my many fans will play just to see my beautiful face in Kessel's game. Just kidding. It actually looks like a super dope game that's based on Diner Dash, but zombie themed, and Kessels was talking about a multiplayer, so I'm really excited to see how that goes. That sounds super fun to me. That seems pretty original, actually. Yeah, and Kessels, I know we follow those indie. I don't think you're making mobile games, but I just created. I know we followed the same kind of indie game dev groups on Facebook, so I just created a new one. If you're interested in joining, feel free. It's focused more on mobile development, though. So follow if you want to, but I know you're. I don't think Undead Eatery is going to be a mobile game, to my knowledge. So, but feel free to join if you want. I felt like mobile devs needed their own space. Undead is also for mobile. There you go. Awesome. That's actually really exciting. I'm glad it's on mobile. I think that's really, really awesome that it's on mobile. So yeah, feel free to join that channel. I felt like mobile devs needed like their own space because, like, for example, there's one indie game dev group where every Saturday is the only day you can promote your games. But the mobile devs kind of get overshadowed by these like giant 3D kind of games. And so I was like, oh, we need like our own space kind of for mobile devs, and so that's what I'm doing. And every week I want to play indie mobile games and kind of post a video like talking about them and stuff. So thought it could be a cool kind of community we could build. So in addition to setting, I have great news for you for your game, but I send it to your Discord. I have great news for your game, but I send it to your Discord. Let me see. Oh yeah, I just mentioned, is the news that my zombies ready to add to the game? Because yeah, I just said that I'm super excited about my art getting in there. But do that outside the stream. Okay, will do. Okay, I see. Cool. I'm excited for that news. Yeah, I'm really appreciative of Kessels and Madman PS2 for being so engaged in the stream. That, but something else. Gotcha. I'm excited to hear about it. Kessels is he's a hustler. He's always going to meetings and meeting with Jeff Bezos and telling him why Undead Eatery is going to be a must-have for the platform. So, really appreciative to have both of these people on my Twitch stream. Feel free to keep interrupting me. I'm just going to code, and anyone has any questions about the game or anything about game design or game dev stuff, I love chatting while I'm doing this stuff. So I'm going to, in addition to resetting the star chest flag, I'm going to reset the star chest prog variable to 0. So we start back at 0 after we get the reward. And we'll also need to update that in the database, which I just showed you how to do that. So users, this editor data. Oh wow, that's awesome. I just read your chat. I'm guessing you don't want me to say it because you said outside, so but I'm reading it. That's super awesome. Like, thank you, Kessels. Yeah, I'm not saying because I figured you wanted it to be a secret based on what you said in chat, but like that's super super cool. Thank you for thanking me, Kessels. That's super super cool. Really lucky to have Kessels and Mattman. Mattman's watching Apple event for BitBRB. Let us know what you learn. User ID. And so Star Chest Prague. And we're gonna set it to 0. But we only want to do that if the user ID, as before, is not null, because there's a chance that they're a guest that hasn't logged in yet, in which case they don't have a database slot yet. Okay. So we've reset the Star Chest UI. Oh. Yeah, so in addition to resetting the data, we should also reset visually that progress bar and stuff. So we're going to call this .inner content layer .home layer .reset Star Chest prog. So let's do that in home layer. So we'll add the function here. Reset Star Chest prog. Oh wait. Reset prog. Oh man, I haven't listened to music in a long time because I haven't felt that good for some reason. When I'm not feeling that great, I like don't listen to music. But now that music sounds amazing to me again, now that I'm better, so I'm really enjoying that right now. Thought I'd share. So this is where we're gonna reset it. Reset prog. This dot prog equals 0. We're gonna clear it. We don't need to draw the progress since there's 0. And we'll need to reset the string so that it says when 5 again instead of 0. All right. Yeah, this thing you sent me, Mehmet, seems really useful. I was just flipping through the PDF a little. It seems like an awesome service. That's really interesting. I've never heard of anything like this. That's really awesome. Thanks for thinking of me. This is so cool. Gotcha. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that's not a bad price. That's really awesome. Cool. I'm excited to look more into that later. Awesome. Yeah, I feel like I can learn a lot about you probably have a lot more knowledge about Kessel's in the chat probably has a lot more knowledge about like growing games, working with these bigger companies and getting players into the game, ads. I don't know anything about the that side of things really, So that's why I'm only going for organic stuff right now. So this is super interesting to me, super informative. I didn't know something like this existed at all. Reset Prague. Okay, so now let's open up the pop-up that rewards the player with the chests. So that is in main container layer. That is right here is where we need to open up the pop-up. Hashtag tax write-off. Open pop-up layer. On Emoji Popcast. I can give you my address so you can just send a check in the mail. Open pop-up here. So I had a function that opened a chest pop-up, but in this 10,000 line file I'm not exactly sure where it is. Let's look at the is pop-up function. So this is a really it hurts me every time I see this in the code. Oh my god. So whenever you touch on the main screen, we first have to see if there's a pop-up open, because if there's a pop-up, we want to redirect your touch to the pop-up, but if there's not a pop-up, we want to do what would have been done normally. So this is the function that detects if there's a pop-up, and so it checks to see if any possible pop-up is open with a bunch of ORs. So this runs all the time. Is this open? Is this open? Is this open? Is this open? I don't know how, it doesn't seem to be affecting the performance, but I know this is I should have one flag that says if there's a pop-up, not 100. That's nasty, yeah, not good. Ugh, I hate it. It just that it would take me a lot of it would be easy to fix, but it would just be a lot of monotonous work, so I need to do it at some point. Yeah, these are the kinds of things that I put off. Ugh. So let's look at all these. I'm trying to see which one is the layer that rewarded the player with the chest. Is it GIF layer? Oh, it must be GIF layer. All right, found it. We'll work on that later. uh, I love coding inefficiently. It's so fun. Open gift layer. It was the most fun when I worked at a big company because I made this insane AI tool that like increased productivity in some departments by 10 times. It was an insane tool. But then I left and they opened up the code to probably work on it, and they realized that the entire program was written in one giant file, and it was totally unorganized, so that there was no way that they could keep using it to expand the productivity efforts and be able to like lay people off eventually. So yeah, it's so fun to like, I don't know, it's so fun to just code in messed up ways, and that it makes you kind of more important, you know, since you're the only one that can read the code, you know. Just an interesting strategy in case anyone works for one of these giant companies someday. That's called job security, exactly. Open gift layer. So let's just open gift layer. Does this work? Open gift layer. So let's go to the database and let's set my progress for the star chest to be 4. And I'm gonna reset the progress in the world, and let's see after we fill the progress bar if it all works like we coded it. And I think the gift layer is right, and I don't know if it's gonna exactly work. We'll see. Hopefully it works and you'll see what the gift opening layer was. Alright, so if we go back home, we need one more. This looks like it's too... This is way too filled to be 4 out of 5, but we'll fix that later. And I've also decided I'm going to stop streaming in the afternoons. My plan is I'm going to wake up earlier and I'm going to start streaming like 8 to 12, 8 to 1, something like that. And then I'm going to have the afternoon to do all this other stuff I want to do. Instead of like streaming, like, and there's less people to watch in the afternoons anyway, so I might as well like just wake up earlier, stream all morning, and then have the afternoon to like make videos and work on the game and some stuff that I can't really do on stream, you know. And then maybe occasional afternoons I'll like work on learning Unity or play indie games on the stream or something like that, you know. So I'm still figuring out like what my exact plan is as I'm building this game, you know. So after we beat this star, Kessel says, have 3 companies looking for a publisher for my game. Interesting. See, I have no knowledge of the business of this stuff, so it's totally interesting to hear your experience about getting your game out there for a publisher and stuff. So you work with companies that look for a publisher for you. That's interesting, if I'm reading that right. Mattman says 3 publishers looking at you. A third-party company is looking for a publisher for you. Oh, third-party. Sounds like they want cuts. Interesting. Third-party companies. Oh, 3 third-party companies. Okay. They do it for free. Interesting. Free is best. Alright, so we got a bug. Free is the best price. Cannot read property set scale of undefined in gift layer. Let's open up gift layer. Oh, so the gift layer is what should open up the pop-up that gives the player a gift. I've moved stuff around in the UI, so the pop-up's occurring in a different place, so it's probably referring to something that's no longer there. Madman says, I've always said my favorite kind of beer is free, second favorite is cold. That's really funny. Gift layer. So it's line 60 is where the bug is. Ah. Kessel says, after today I have the bigger companies. Interesting. 3 game studios and Amazon. Interesting. So the bug is cannot read property set scale of undefined. This gift image doesn't exist because I guess this dot type is null. So let's go where we let's go to where we create it. Open gift layer. You can't be yawning on me this early. Where's your coffee? Yeah, so I actually don't drink coffee. I'm usually like, I don't drink coffee because I naturally wake up with like, usually I wake up really easily. I don't need like coffee. Like, I know there's a lot of people that like, I can't even talk to them until they've had their coffee. Like, I know that's like a saying, but it's like really true that like, they're just like a zombie like in Kessel's game until they drink their coffee. But like, I'm not like that, so I'm like, oh, I never want to drink coffee. A developer that doesn't drink coffee? Wild. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, and also I hate the taste of coffee. You described me. Gotcha. Cool. That's funny. So you're the coffee guy. Okay, I see. That's pretty funny. It's when you like. It's funny because you can like spot those people in the morning because you just by the way they look. You know, they like literally look like zombies. Yeah, I don't like the taste. I hate. I'm repulsed by the taste of coffee, and it literally I've tried coffee before, and then it makes me like really sick. So I'm just like not messing with that stuff anymore. And I think if I start drinking coffee, then I would kind of rely on it. So I'm just like, I'm gonna save it someday for like an emergency or something, you know. And then I'll be like wired. So type. Oh, I have to when I open gift layer, I have to give it the type of gift. So I guess I'll just do gift type number 0 for now. I also had a experience in childhood where I drank coffee on accident, and I was so like disturbed by it that I think it scarred me. Good point. You don't need addiction. Yeah, I'm addicted to enough other stuff. I don't need to throw another one in there. Let's see. Yeah, so I grew up in like the Central Valley where it's like super super hot in summers, and so when I was a kid I was playing soccer for like some league, and so my parents were there and they had like they always brought me like a cold water, so like because it's so hot like you need water at halftime, you know, and so after halftime I ran over there because I was like dehydrated, and so I grabbed whatever cup that I could see and I just threw it back, and it turned out to be hot coffee, and I was like, what the heck is this? And ever since then I just like, no coffee for me. Star chest prog, so it reset to 0. Let's set it to 4 again. Reset the world, so let's try this again. Yeah, I have like an addictive personality too, so like I try to stay away from anything that has the propensity, you know, to like get me in that loop. Like if I started drinking coffee, I'd probably just become the biggest coffee addict of all time. Not gonna lie. So let's try to get to that first star. I've drinking like energy drinks before though. Oh man. It's also hard not to be tired because like I have these like hot lights lighting me up right now, and so it's just kind of warm and early in the morning. I guess it's not early in the morning, but this is literally the first time that I've enjoyed the sound of music in like weeks. Zombie is added in 1 hour. Oh man, let's go! I'm so pumped to see that. I want to like put it in like a video or something. Yeah, that's so cool. Like the idea of like being in like a game like that. Like I'm super grateful for that, Kessels. By the way, like it's such a cool thing. I'm so excited to share my friends. Like, look, I'm in a game. You know. And it's not even my own game. Someone else put me in the game. You know. So it's like get extra credibility or something. So after this closes, it opens up the gift. So this is my gift pop-up. So it's super basic. It's just a gift that's shaking, ready to be opened. You hit open, it blows up, rewards you the coins, rewards you the boosters, it closes. So that's the flow of the UI pop-up right now. We want to make it, as Mattman has said before, we want to make that pop-up like really like dopamine, adrenaline filled, or whatever you want to call it. Dopamine. We want it to be flashy and feel rewarding. So that's the kind of flow. So it's working, which is cool. So, and also reset our progress so that we can do it again. So it looks like the core loop for that is working actually. We just have a lot to polish up with that, but it seems like the core functionality is working perfectly for that. And it rewarded us coins. It rewarded boosters, but I don't think it went to the right place. I don't think it actually added them, so that's just little stuff I'll have to polish later. BRB, more Apple event. Cool. Let us know if anything interesting comes of that. Makes sense. It's a big thing for us. Curious how that event goes down. So now that I'm surprised we got that working that quickly, that is convenient. So obviously we're going to do a lot more polish on that. I think we'll save that for Wednesday, for tomorrow, for that pop-up. Let's like start working on the functionality for the fruit event thing. Sorry, the zombie will be out in 2 days, missing some sprites. All good. Let me know when it's there, and like let me know when I can there's like some video of it in the game where I can share or something, because I would love to like put it out on like my social media and then like on a YouTube video or something. Like let me know like whenever, no problem. Yeah, so for this fruit event, first thing we gotta do is we gotta get these fruits. I might already have them. I make a video if I added it. Cool. Awesome, that would be super helpful. I'll totally like, if that's cool, I'll totally like share it everywhere I can. So yeah, I'm gonna see. Do I have the fruit images downloaded already? I might have. Okay, I don't think we do. Let's get those fruits and put them in the game. Alright, so Twitter, emojis. So it's gonna be in the food section. here's the fruits. So these are the fruits that are going to replace some of these emojis kind of randomly, and they're going to serve as this in-game currency that the player is collecting in order to unlock this super reward that we're designing. So you have to pick 6 fruits for each color. I'm thinking a strawberry for red, since we can use the apple for green. We can use the peach for pink. We can use the grapes for purple. So we just need yellow. We can use the lemon for yellow. And then the last one, blue, we can use blueberries, I guess. We can make it a little bigger. And maybe when they're in the level, they can kind of like slowly zoom in and out, scale up and down a little bit so that the player knows they're kind of special. Wish they could kind of shine a little bit, but I don't know how to do that stuff yet. I need to like definitely do a pass of like making things polished and shiny, but that'll come later. So let's download those sprites. So red strawberry, so Twitter. I use hot emoji to get all my sprites. So it's strawberry. We got strawberry. Oh, there's a watermelon. We want the lemon. We want the green apple. For some reason, it's not letting me down the green apple. Green apple. Twitter emoji.
Operations per second.
Yeah, I figure I might as well put it up here, right?
Performance by up to 2 times over the previous generation.
1 sec.
In addition, our CPU is further optimized with second-generation machine learning accelerators, which come to iPad for the first time and accelerate the matrix multiplication frequently used in ML computations at up to 10 times faster than the previous era. Now, the combination of the new neural engine, the CPU ML accelerators, and our high-performance GPU deliver breakthrough machine learning capabilities to elevate apps built on Core ML to an entirely new level of performance. So that's the new A14 Bionic. It delivers big performance updates for the CPU and GPU, makes iPad Air much more powerful for machine learning, and also features the latest ISP for higher quality videos and photos, and even faster Secure Enclave for Touch ID. This is by far the most advanced chip we've ever made, and we're thrilled to bring it to the new iPad Air. Now back to you, Laura.
Wow, the A14 is a huge leap forward in performance, and we've worked with a number of developers to see what they can do with the new iPad Air. So let's take a look.
I'm Kareem Morsi. I'm a developer of DJ Pro AI. DJ Pro AI is an app that brings all the tools of a professional DJ to iPad. The A14 Bionic allows us to build intelligent features into the app. You touch the record and then you start scratching it. You can actually scratch in the air. It just blows our mind that this is possible now.
Hi, I'm Alexi from Pixonic, developer of the game War Robots. The A14 Bionic chip allows us to deliver console-level graphics on a device you can hold in your hands. It's quite amazing.
Can you play it by waving your hands around?
6 versus 6 multiplayer game running on iPad at 60 frames per second. For example, the textures are much more detailed. The shadows are dynamic and reflections are more realistic. It looks amazing.
I'm Andreas, and we're from Pixelmator. Pixelmator Photo is a photo editing app for enhancing photos. So I think everyone's seen the movies where somebody will point at a screen and go, okay, zoom in on that, now enhance. And now we brought that to iPad. The Apple Neural Engine allows us to build functionality we never thought possible. The ML Super Resolution finds individual details, edges, colors, gradients, textures, and it combines it back in an image.
Now we can build intelligent features into the app. The possibilities are just endless with this.
With the A14 chip, the new Air is going to bring incredible performance to customers looking to step up to a more powerful iPad. And there's more. Another great feature we're bringing to iPad Air is USB-C. USB-C increases data transfer speeds up to 5 gigabits per second. That's a 10-fold jump in performance over the previous Air. It provides a fast connection to a host of external devices, like cameras, drives, and external monitors up to 4K. The new Air also includes great cameras front and back. The front 7-megapixel FaceTime HD camera supports Smart HDR, improved 1080p video capture, and better low-light performance for really high-quality video calls. And on the back is the same 12-megapixel camera used in the iPad Pro, with focus pixels and a larger aperture to capture incredibly sharp photos and stunning 4K video, enhanced with improved video stabilization. So the photos and videos our customers take with the new Air are going to look better than ever. And to elevate the audio experience, we've redesigned the speaker system, providing stereo audio in landscape mode. Great for kicking back and enjoying your favorite movies and TV shows. The new Air also works with our amazing accessories, including Apple Pencil, which attaches magnetically to the side for pairing, charging, and storage, and the beautiful Magic Keyboard with floating design and built-in trackpad. So this is
They're selling a lot of iPads now.
Featuring a 10.9-inch Liquid Retina display, next-generation Touch ID.
So now they're really going
a
after
huge boost in
computers,
performance
like
with
laptops and
A14
stuff, I
Bionic,
think.
USB-C, advanced cameras, Wi-Fi 6, and LTE that's 60% faster. This is by far the most powerful iPad Air ever. Let's check it out.
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember them just being so expensive. I haven't seen the price in a while. I would consider, with like the trackpad and all that stuff, like I would consider, if I wasn't like a coder, to use that as my computer.
So that's the new iPad Air, and we can't wait to get it into our customers' hands. It'll start at $599. It will be available beginning next month. And finally, we're very proud that the new Air and 8th generation iPad have been carefully designed to have minimal impact on the environment and support our overall net zero carbon goal. Both iPads use 100% recycled aluminum enclosures, and all of the wood fiber in the packaging of both iPad models is recycled or comes from responsibly managed forests. Both iPads use 100% recycled tin solder in their main logic boards and are free of harmful substances. So while our work here is never finished, we're proud of the progress we've made with these new products. So today, we have our most...
You guys, we gotta buy iPads now. They're good for the environment.
It's really a huge year for iPad. An incredible new iPad Air delivering more pro features to even more customers. An iPad 8th generation with massive jump in performance, together with the latest iPad Pro and the mighty iPad Mini. Combined with the advanced features in iPad OS 14,
Tim Apple's
these
up.
by far the most exciting iPads we've ever shipped. Now back to Tim.
What a great day of announcements. We will also be releasing major
That's
OS
right.
updates tomorrow, beginning with iOS 14, a huge release that transforms the core experience of iPhone with redesigned widgets right on the home screen, a new way to organize your apps with the app library, and a new and even faster way to experience apps the moment you need them with App Clips. iPadOS 14, which lets you do even more with Apple Pencil, provides huge improvements to iPad apps and takes the iPad experience even further. watchOS 7 provides a whole new way to discover and share watch faces, a new sleep app,
Hand washing.
automatic hand washing detection, and provides additional workouts and fitness metrics. And tvOS 14, which makes your big screen experience even better with improved picture-in-picture, audio sharing with AirPods, Apple Music lyrics, secure camera feeds from HomeKit, and multi-user gaming support. All of these new releases will be available tomorrow, and all of the products we announced today will ship with these OS updates. Thank you all for joining us. At Apple, our mission is to design products and services that empower and inspire you. And we're so excited to see what you'll do with all of the new innovations introduced today. Everyone take care, stay safe, and have a great day.
Is there one more thing? I figured they'd announce some crazy new product at the end, or some, not crazy new product, but something new, you know? Some service or something. It's funny to have to say all this at the end. I guess that's it. Oh dang. Kind of boring. Don't want a watch or iPad right now. Yeah, same. Yeah, I thought they were gonna, like, I don't know, announce something unannounced, you know? Video comes in 2 hours. Nice. Kessel's just sent me. Let me open it up. Kessel just sent me a screenshot of me in Undead Eatery. Let me open it up. Rome. Alright, so there you see me in the game. Kessel said video comes in a couple hours, but it's official. I am in a video game, Undead Eatery on Steam. That's me in the blue shirt. Looks just like me. I'd say it's probably a little bit of an improvement. Thank you so much, Kessel. That's so cool. It's awesome to see me in that. I'm wearing a blue shirt and the other ones are wearing white shirts, so I feel like that makes me like the manager or something in that situation. Next to the guy with the suit, of course. That was awesome. It looks really cool. It really does look like me. You know, besides the zombie, but maybe that's not too far from the truth, but cool. Good job. I thank you for sharing that, Kessels. I'm excited to see the video. I wanna share this on social media. Is that cool if I share that on social media, if you don't mind? Super cool. Thanks again for including me. That's super awesome. I'm having trouble getting an image of blueberries emojis that's big enough. Yes, that's okay. Cool, I'll do that. But I got the 5 fruits, so let's just add that to our resources for now. 1 second. So these are the fruits that are. I'm back in 1 hour. Cool, Kessel. See you then. I'll be here still. Rename. So this is the lemon emoji. Or I'm gonna do fruit, lemon. Fruit apple. It's fun to watch those Apple events, though. It's just like, even if I'm not interested in what they're selling, it's interesting to see how they kind of produce those videos, you know, and what their whole, like, what their strategy is. It's always interesting to watch those kinds of events. Same reason I like watching, like, E3 conferences, even the ones that I don't really care about. It's like, sometimes it's just interesting, like, to see how they do it, and some of them mess up really badly. It's just interesting to see those train wrecks happen, you know? Fruit, grapes. But with Apple, you know that they spent like millions of dollars and thousands of hours of workers' time to like make this. So it's just interesting to see, you know, like what they do with that. Fruit, strawberry. Alright, so I'm going to open up these with Photoshop now that I got that. And I need to make sure they are the correct colors. So now I'm going to open up the emoji faces. Alright, hold on. So, there's one called Angry. There's another called... Sad. There's another called Sick. There's another called Smile. There's one called Evil. I skipped. Let's open those for now. Angry, evil. So I'm missing yellow, green, blue. I'm missing pink. That's called Love Face. Alright, so green apple should be the same color as Sick face. So I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to make sure this is the same color. Okay, it's the same. So we're good with that one. The yellow, let's make sure that's the same color. It's definitely not. So I'm going to okay. Let's make sure the strawberry's the same. It looks a little light, so let's get that color. BRB, see you in a minute, Mattman. Peach, that's way off the pink face, so let's do that. Peach. Okay. Another thing we have to do is kind of crop them down so that it's fully shown. I forgot to leave the chats open. Let me go back to that. So I'm back to watching the chats on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Let me know if you have any questions or have any thoughts about game design or whatever. So grapes. That one's gonna be tricky because the grapes are slightly different colors. Let's go to the evil face. Ooh, they're way off as well. This is gonna be tricky. Wish there was another purple fruit. There's like an eggplant, but that's like a vegetable, right? So let's take this color. Let's go to the grapes. I guess we'll just have to do different shades. And so I'll make it a little darker. Make it a little lighter. One that's a little darker. One that's a little lighter. Alright, that's our grapes. So for each of these, let's crop it down a bit so that we $4.95. $4.95. Wow, how far do I have to zoom in to get to $4.95? Alright. Looks like it's a little... Alright, so now it's kind of centered and it's cropped down as much as we can. Alright, page is done. Let's go to the fruits. Crop that down a little bit. Let's see. That looks good. Let's do it on the other side. Sweet, that's perfect. That one was easier. I might end up cutting some of the stem off to make the purple a bigger, more prominent part of the image, but we can always fix that later. Apple, in honor of the Apple event. Alright, it's gonna zoom in. side. Let's see, does this look good? Yeah, let's do that. Save 2 more for now. Whoa. $504. Alright, hold on. The top is a little messed up. Alright, this looks okay. Again, we're gonna have to maybe cut some of that stem off. Let's save it for now. Last one's a strawberry. $100. Yeah, so that's one cool thing about using emojis as my art, is that I don't have to like draw a strawberry. That would take me forever, you know. I can just use the open source art. 490. Let's make sure it's centered. Looks okay. Enter. Alright, so now we got our fruit emojis, except for the blue one. We'll worry about that one later. I'm going to move them into our resources. Fruit, peach, fruit, lemon, yada yada. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's minimize that and let's add those resources to the game. So we're going to open up resource.js. And let's add them here. Fruit, strawberry is res fruit strawberry.ping, and we're going to do that 5 times. Lemon, apple, peach, grapes. So these are the names of the images so that we can refer to them when we create a sprite. Peach, apple, oops, lemon. Alright, so now we're going to need to do a little bit of coding. So let's open up bubble.js. So the way this is structured is we have bubble layer. That's where all the bubble logic stuff happens. So it's like what holds the level, and when you shoot something and hit something, it does all the chain reactions and it holds all the data for the level. But it has a bunch of these bubble objects. So bubble is defined in this bubble.js folder, this file, and there's basically a bunch of different types of bubbles. So this is the constructor for the bubble. So this is saying if it's bubble type 0, then it's one of the normal face emojis that's matchable. and it sets up all the animations and stuff, since that's a more complicated one. But then there's like, oh, the bubble wraps are number 4. This is like setting the properties. If it's a soap, these are the properties. If it's a pin, these are the properties. If it's a light bulb, these are the properties. And so by setting these properties based on the type, and then the bubble layer has access to what the properties are. So on the grid, if you hit something, it'll say, is there any property around where it hit that has an on-hit event? So if there's an obstacle that when you hit it, it does something, it looks for that property, the bubbles around where you hit. And so that's kind of how this whole thing is structured. So the reason I'm explaining that is we need to create a new type. So let's scroll down. Amendment PS2. I'm pretty sure that's a beer emoji, which I agree with on its own. So this is going to be the fruit type. Else if this dot type equals almost beer time. Not yet. Awesome. I thought that meant that it was beer o'clock. I haven't had a beer in like a week. It's crazy. I've been drinking water nonstop. But you guys, I know, work your butts off, so you deserve the beers after work. So this is where we declare all of the variables, all the properties. So when you hit a fruit, actually we can just copy them from the smiley face type. I bet water is better for you than beer. I think you're probably familiar with the history of beer and how I think like during the plague, like they used to drink beer all the time because the water was unhealthy, but the beer, the way they make it, which involves boiling and stuff or whatever, like it was safe to drink. So yeah, you're probably right, it is better for you. But it doesn't make you as fun, you know? So in some sense, it may not be better for you health-wise, but beer is better for you for making you a fun person or more social or something. So I guess that's my, what's it called? Devil's advocate answer. So these are the properties. So some emojis have way more complex properties. Like if you hit it, it does something crazy. If you match with it, it does something else. If you have an adjacent match next to it, it does something else. This one is more simple. So if you hit it, nothing happens. If you on the turn end, it doesn't change or anything. On match, it clears. So it destroys itself. This is kind of just how I've structured the effect. When you clear, on clear means you blow it up or something like that, or some emoji clears it. It also destroys itself when that happens. So if you match it or you blow it up or whatever, then it destroys itself. And that's all you can do with these fruit emojis. They are collidable, which means stuff stops. If you shoot something at it, it won't go through it. It's matchable, which means it's when the bubble layer looks for the matches, it's going to consider these bubbles matchable so that they'll make matches. So, obviously. So, that's our definition for fruit. But we need to now set up its sprite. So, we declared the properties at the beginning. And now we need to declare we need to set up its sprite. So it's of type 43. Fruit. If it's red, we want it to be fruit. Red is strawberry. If it's yellow, lemon. Green, blue, we don't have the blue sprite yet for the blueberry. I was having trouble finding it online for some reason. it's pink, it's the peach. And if it's purple, we're gonna go with the, what's purple? Grapes. Alright, and we don't, I have, I'm gonna include more colors in the future, so we don't need to worry about that stuff now. They're not in the game. So let's try adding a fruit to our world and see if it displays properly. So I'm going to go to my database. I'm going to go to the world bubbles. And so each bubble, the keys are the positions so that it's easier to read. And I can delete them without having to search through them all. So if like you delete, if you make a match with the bubble, for example, if you make a match with bubble 1011, I don't have to go through every bubble in the database looking for 1011. I can just say 1011 is deleted since it's part of the key. And so 1011 is a blue, it's a blue emoji of type 0. That means it's a solid emoji. Let's make it of type 43, which is the fruit type. And let's make it, blue doesn't work, so let's make it red for the strawberry. So let's reload the game and make sure that's loading correctly. So just to recap, today we got it so that every time you beat a level, you gain progress towards unlocking the next chest. And then once you get all the progress, it opens up the chest and rewards you with coins and a couple boosters. We're going to polish all that stuff later and figure out exactly how it works later. So as you see, we got the strawberry right here. So it's working in the game, and I should be able to match with it. Let me get a red. So I should be able to match it, and I'm able to match it. And so when I match it, I'm going to want it to like do something special so that the player knows they just did something special with the fruit. I also want it to like, I think, kind of scale in and out a little bit so players know that it's an important target or whatever. It's going to really stand out amongst all these, you know, emojis, but it's still good to highlight it. Eventually it'd be cool to make it like kind of glow or shine a little bit, but I'll do that later or something if I can. Let's try to make that scale in and out. I think I do that here. Let's see. So yeah, this is where, so this is of type 0 for the normal emojis. So after I set up the sprite, I say, oh, if it's this, then it's setting up its, it runs the actions so that it does its animations or whatever. So let's do that with the fruit. I want it just to slowly go in and out to call attention to it. So it's 43, it's going to do all this stuff. Alright, so this is where we're going to make it go in and out a little bit. So this.bubbleImage.runAction is the function we call to run an action on something. In this case, it's on a sprite. There's an object called repeat forever, which repeats whatever comes within it. We're going to create a sequence, which is another object that runs a bunch of stuff in a row. So these are where we include the actions. This is all part of the Cocos.js library. So we're going to have to, I'm just going to do a basic scale. I think it's going to be off-centered and stuff. Let's just do it for now. Scale 2, I think, is the function to scale it. I think I did this for the star, so let's just search for scale 2. Oh, maybe it's not scale 2. Scale by is what it is. So this makes it go 3/5, makes it go smaller, and then I do the inverse of that to make it go back to normal. So instead I'm going to do, oops, 6/5, and then let's go 5/6. So that'll make it go like 20% bigger and then go back down to normal. And then it's within this repeat forever, which makes it repeat forever. We might also have to position it differently. Actually, no. I think the anchor is in the center of these bubbles, so we actually may be able to just scale it and not worry about it being offset position-wise. So let's just try that. I'm going to add another fruit. Let's do a lemon this time. So this one's a yellow, so let's just make it type 43, which is the fruit type, and it should... one of these should now be lemon when I refresh. And hopefully it's scaling in and out a little bit. Alright, so there we go. Might be happening a little fast. I want it to go a little slower. Maybe that's wrong, but we'll just see what that looks like. So that's the... this is how long it takes, how many seconds it takes for that action to complete for the scale. So it goes, we're making it go slower. So it should take half a second to go in, half a second to go out. Cool. Let's make it go a little faster. So now after this, we can polish that later. After this, we can, when you make a match with it, every time you make a match in this world, in the world's mode type, I want to run code that says, oh, is there a fruit? How many fruits are there in this match? And it's going to add that progress towards the fruit giant spinner thing. So that's what we're going to be doing now. That looks okay for now. Maybe we should scale a little bigger. I wonder if that's too much. It might be too much. Let's do 4/3 and 3/4 instead. So that's increasing the size by 33% instead of 20%. Okay, that looks more important, I think, now that it's bigger. So now let's make it so that when we match it, it will update this progress. So in MetaBox B, we had this increment progress and reset progress. Let's copy those over to MetaBox A. And we should probably... Okay, so this is where we draw the background for the progress bar. We also need to draw the actual progress bar, the green bar itself. Okay, so this is going to be a little off because that was the positioning for the other one. This one's going to be positioned differently. So this one's a little different. This needs to be +5 instead of -5. I don't have a prog yet. Prog equals init prog. We need to pass that through as a parameter when we create this box. And let's go to the home layer. And where we create the meta boxes, is that down the bottom? Yeah, here it is. So we need to add a a variable, this dot editor data, which holds all of our user data, and we're going to call it fruit prog. So whatever in the database, the fruit progress, whatever that is, we're going to pass that through. But we're going to need to also add that to the database. So let's add that to the database fruit prog. We're going to have to add that to every user's information. So fruit prog set to 0 in the database. This is where I keep track of everything. So the database is really important for this game because, like for example, these worlds you play. You start playing a world, you'll run out of moves, you have to leave and then come back. So I need to be constantly storing all of the information for the level in the database. Every time something changes, I'm trying to make a match, I need to be constantly updating the database so that it's like a real-time level. And on top of holding all of the levels you create and everything and sharing them. And so this is kind of a database-heavy project compared to the kind of games that I'm used to making, like on my own at least. So yeah, that was a good learning experience to figure out how to do all that stuff. I'm using Firebase, which is Google's database stuff. So now I need to also add that. So when you create a new account, I need to create that variable for you. And also, if you're loading, I need to grab that from the database. So let me open up the main.js file in a different window because that has some app ID kind of stuff. Okay. So this is the function that starts an existing user that's already registered. And so this is where we create the editor data that we access all over the program. And so fruit prog is what we called it. And the database data, the user data, is called D. That's the variable that we saved it as in this function. So d.fruitprog is going to get us whatever the database says it is. Copy that. There's a few places that we create this editor data depending on the situation, whether they're loading a level from someone else or whether they're just starting the game. So this is where we start a new user. So this is where we have to create that variable, which obviously we create it by setting it to 0. Cool. So now I'm going to change a lot of stuff for this. So we get the progress. So we need to change the way we draw this. So it was starting like the other one was starting like 10:10. This one's starting where the gift image starts. So instead of starting at 12, we need to start here. And I think +2 as well because there's a border. And this is wrong. Okay, so I think we do, this is the starting, and then we need to add, what's the width of the progress bar? The width is it's this dot width -5 minus this starting thing. Okay, this is probably something we can make clear mathematically, but minus the start, which is this. We can definitely simplify combining like terms, etc. I don't even know if this is going to be right. Let's set init progress to 3. And also let's have like a this dot max fruit equals 10. I guess that's like the goal. Set it to goal instead of max fruit. Goal is 10. So instead of saying divided by 5, we'll divide it by this dot goal in case we want to change it. And we'll replace this other function here. And instead of replacing the string as win, it's match. And then it's this dot goal minus this dot prog. Same here. Alright. I feel like I'm making some mistakes here. Let's just refresh and see if the progress bar draws at all. I think we'll try to go to 1 o'clock, which is like a little over an hour from now. I want to start waking up like at 8. I want to stream 8 to 12 Pacific Standard Time in California, so I get that early morning hours, and then I have more time in the afternoon to do other stuff. But I've been waking up a little late, especially with me being sick and everything. It kind of makes sense. Need to get back on a better schedule. So, alright, looks like it's drawing correctly actually. So, instead of using 3, we'll use whatever it gives us. And I actually am going to clear the browsing data because we changed the main file, and those changes don't go through until we clear the browsing data. Can do that off screen. I'm listening to Elton John. Suddenly, like, I couldn't listen to music for so long, and now all of a sudden every song sounds good to me. It's crazy. That happens to me sometimes. Let's run the game. Cocos run. Ooh, so it's starting at 0. That's good. Let's in the database, let's change it to 7. To make sure we are reading it correctly. And then the next step is when we match with those fruits, let's update the progress. And then if you make enough fruit matches, we'll need to do a big pop-up. After you make a match with the last fruit, then it'll be a big pop-up that gives you the spinner and everything like that. Home. Okay, so it's reading from the database correctly. So that's right. Everything we've done so far is working. So now we need to make it so that when we match with those fruits, this progress stuff is updated. So same way when you beat a star, we update the progress everywhere. We need to do the same thing with the fruits. And then in a couple of days from now, something I definitely want to do is like when you match these fruits, it would be cool if something like came on the screen. So like, let's say I match this lemon. It'd be cool if something popped up on the screen for like a second on the side and kind of showed that I made progress with the fruit. Or maybe the fruit goes into this basket. That'd be cool, like a fruit basket, and it goes into the basket and it shows you, oh, you made a little more progress. And so it's constantly like reinforcing that instead of it just you making these fruit matches and you not being sure what they do, you know? I think this would be cool to also give players alternate goals, you know? Jestwood, want to become famous? Buy followers. Oh, it's a spammer. Gotcha. What's up, Jestwood12337? How are you doing? Are you a real person? I want to know if there's a real person behind this bot. Say hello to me. I have no idea how to freaking monitor chats. I haven't had to face that problem yet. Let's go. Let's try to check the matches. So, bubble layers where the matches logic is kind of at. So there's a function called execute match. And so that's called whenever you shoot a bubble and it lands somewhere, it runs execute match just to see if there's a match, and it doesn't always mean there's going to be a match. We also call execute match in other places, like sometimes there's chain reaction matches, so we'll keep calling execute match in different places. So I do a search basically, a breadth first search. I think that's what it's called. It's been a while since I've taken a class in this stuff, where we check all of the neighbors, and then we check all the neighbors' neighbors, and we keep expanding the search to get all of the colors that are matched. And once we stop finding, and we kind of we have a list of basically neighbors to keep checking. If you don't know what this is, search BST. It's a basic search that coders use when dealing with units that are combined like a tree or whatever in that kind of structure. So right here, this is where we run the search, and we get all of the bubbles that are connected to the same color, and it stops once it stops able to finding same colors that are connected. And so this is saying if the number of matched bubbles is greater than 2, then that's a match. That means we have 3 colors that are matched together, and that's usually what these games are looking for in order to execute a match. So this is searching through each of these bubbles that are matched, and it's checking for a star. So in this for loop, we should also be checking to see if there's any fruit. So we'll do that first. If this dot bubbles matched bubble indices I dot type equals 43, which is the fruit type, then that's where we're going to increment the progress for the fruit. Actually, let's have a variable at the start that says fruit collected equals 0, so we can do it all at once. Listen to logic now. If it's 3, fruit collected plus, and then once we know how many fruit we matched, we'll do it at the end. If fruit collected is greater than 0, we're going to do list dot parent dot parent. Also, we only want to do this if actually, never mind. This dot parent dot parent. So if there's a fruit, we know we're in the world mode, so that's cool. World. This dot parent dot parent dot parent. That takes us to our main container layer, where our editor data, or where our user data is. Editor data is the name of it for some reason. Fruit prog plus equals fruit collected. Maybe we should just do this in the main container layer. Yeah, let's do that. Collect fruit, and then the number of fruit collected. So let's go to the main container layer. Need a collect fruit function. And then we also include the number. This dot editor data dot fruit prog plus equals num. So if this number is greater than or equal to 10, then we know we've filled it, and we need to do a bunch of stuff. So let's right now set the progress bar, at least, which is right here on the left. We need to update this basically, and we'll call the this dot meta box a dot increment prog. I think that's what it's called. But this one's going to be a little different. We're going to have a number. It's not just going up by 1 each time. Then we redraw the progress bar. Alright, this looks good actually. Let's see if that works. Alright, so we're at 0 progress. Let's match this lemon. And it's a bug. Increment prog of undefined. Oh. We don't have the meta box in that layer. I forgot. I wonder if it matched it or not. Ugh. Okay, lemon's still there. Cool. So go home, 0 progress, make the lemon match. Alright, it tried to update it, but it looks a little messed up and it didn't really work. So let's see what happened. So collect fruit num, fruit prod plus equals num. Oh, I'm not passing through. I should pass through the exact number of fruit collected right now. So let's make it equals. Alright, let's try that again. In the database, I'm gonna let's make this a strawberry. So we have another match to make with fruit. Alright, so we're at 0 progress. Let's match the strawberry. Alright, we made progress. Cool, so that's working. Only thing that's not working is we're not updating in the database. So when I hit refresh, I think it's going to be back at 0. So in the main container layer, we'll need to update that in the database. this .database.ref. Let's just make sure it's not. Cool, so it's back to 0. So let's update that in the database. Users, and then my user ID. Fruit prog is the variable. This is the path of that variable in the database. We're going to set it to fruit prog. So now it's updated. And we only want to do this if the user ID is not null. That's in case they're new to the game and they haven't logged in. We don't want to be updating any database for something that doesn't exist. Listening to the white stripes now. Alright, so let's replace something with a fruit. I don't have the blue fruit ready yet. Couldn't find the right image. This is going to be a strawberry. I think having these fruit in the levels will be interesting because players will be sometimes forced with choices of like, okay, I can save the most moves by going up this path, but I could take some more moves out of my way and actually get this fruit, which helps me in this other way. So it's going to be, I think it's going to add some interesting choices, kind of, and might even make the main gameplay more engaging or have more goals the players are striving for while they're waiting to get to the next star. Keep getting yellows. Okay, I don't know why that's happening. Let's match the strawberry. Okay, we got a point of progress. Let's refresh it, and we should maintain that point of progress because now we're updating the database and we're synced with the database whenever we reload the game. Go home. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, so something's wrong. Fruit prog. Oh, this .user ID should be editor data.user ID. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm glad I tested it out. This is why I test everything out and don't just assume it's working, because obviously, me especially, I make lots of little mistakes. So I'm gonna replace this red over here with a strawberry. It's like 8-1. Let's reload the level. This afternoon I've got some cool ideas about some videos I want to make for the rest of this week. I need to make that more of a priority, I've decided. Alright. So, if I hit it with anything, it doesn't match, which means I set its properties correctly. Alright, need a red. Alright, so we're at 0 progress. I make the red match. I got the strawberry. I got 1 point of progress. Set refresh. And it should have updated the database. So yeah, as you see, we run out of moves, so that's why it's important to keep hitting those stars and getting those fruits so that you keep getting rewards. What's up, Kessel? Welcome back. I think I'm going to stream for maybe another hour or a little less than that, because I want to start making the mornings my stream time, like 8 to 1, 8 to 12, something like that, and afternoons I'm going to be making videos, so I need to get on that schedule, I've decided. Okay, so it looks like the database is working because we have that point of progress loaded from the database. But it's not updating the string correctly. So let's go to MetaBox A. So that's because it's saying 10, so it's never updating. So instead, we're gonna do this dot goal minus this dot prog. That's gonna give us the number we need left. So I think that looks good. And so now we need to set it up so that when we fill up this progress bar, we open up this pop-up, but we haven't finished the pop-up. It's going to be the slot machine we're working on. We were Matt Man was helping me kind of like blueprint it out. It's going to be some kind of slot machine like this, and we kind of decided we decided to kind of change this as well at the end. Like, we're not going to have 3 win lines, we're just going to have 1 like before. And I think I want to have a 4th spinner that decides whether or not they win the jackpot, which is a rare skin, and that only spins if they get smiley faces all 3 times. So I think we're going to work on that tomorrow, because that's kind of a bigger task to bite off. But we got the core functionality going for these loops, which I think is awesome, especially the star chest. Let's replace this with like a fruit basket. So actually we wanted it to Is there like a basket emoji? I'm guessing there is. Is there like a fruit basket? I don't even see the regular basket in this one. Oh, here's the basket. This looks like a fruit basket. I don't know why. Oh, I think was it showing the Samsung one? Oh, that's the Samsung. Why does the Twitter one look so much like the Samsung one now? I don't want all this green stuff. Oh, that's the emoji one. Okay, this is what we're looking for. This looks perfect. So we can add some fruit in there later. I'm just gonna replace the gift so that it looks a little bit more like what it's gonna look like. And rename it baskets. Let's put it in res. Let's add it to our resource.js. I'm so excited to see these updates in the game on Monday. It's going to be really awesome. I'll add it here. Make sure I don't have another basket anywhere. This is it. Cool. And so in MetaBox A, instead of that gift image, we're gonna do a basket. Just see what that looks like. There's also a chance that instead of the basket there, we might want to put the slot machine so players see like the reward and the value more than just the basket. The basket might be the thing that pops up, and then the fruit goes into it, and then it shows the progress. So I think that's probably what it'll be at the end. But yeah, I don't want a GIF there, so this looks more, I don't know, fits more. We need to figure out the art for the star chest, or whatever metaphor visually we pick for the star reward. every so many stars you collect, every so many levels you beat, you get some kind of package that gives you these boosters. I'm using a present right now as that visual metaphor. Most games use like some kind of treasure chest. I don't think there was like a chest emoji. Treasure. I don't think there is. This is just clip art. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. I was considering if this should be a different color. Maybe this should be green. I'm not exactly sure what colors these should be. I guess we'll leave them for now. Okay, what we'll do now is we're gonna kind of perform surgery on this pop-up. We need to take out these tasks. We need to take out this unlock stuff. Before I do that, I'm gonna make a backup of this file though, because it was pretty hard to set up all this stuff, and I'm gonna have to really modify it. So I think it's, what's the pop-up called? Avatar pop-up layer. There we go. Oh wait, that is definitely not it. It is way too short a file. It's only like 100 lines. I'm looking for something at least freaking 5,000 lines. Oops. I got my eyes on the chats. I took them off for a little bit. Watching YouTube, Twitch, Twitter chats. Let me know if you have any questions or random thoughts about anything. It's called like meta layer? No. Task layer? Oh, maybe it is called Avatar Pop-Up Layer. And it just contains this user meta layer. So what we really need to do is open this user meta layer. That's in Core UI, not pop-ups. Alright, so this is the file we're looking for. So it contains all of the task stuff and the emoji stuff. So I'm going to save a copy of this really fast because I'm about to destroy this file. User meta layer old. Okay. So let's get rid of all of the task stuff. So this is, I commented out all of these are all of the additional mouths you can buy, all the eyes you can purchase with your coins, all that stuff, all the bodies. Like you can make your avatar emoji a volleyball or a stop sign or a moon or a sun or a globe or a baby. There's all these customization things, but I comped it all out. We're gonna add all that back into the game for Monday, so you can unlock your emoji avatar pieces and customize them to your liking, and it'll show up when you share your levels and stuff, or for future competitive features that we create. So this rank number was used for the tasks. Let's just delete that. We'll deal with the consequences of that later. Emoji is good to stay. The next and the gift, that stuff we don't need. That was part of the task stuff. We don't need the goal XP stuff. Button A. We don't need the menu buttons because there's only one thing that pop-up's going to hold now. Tasks is where we define all the tasks depending on what type of task. We're deleting all that stuff for now. Maybe we'll have tasks or something in the game at some point. I don't see it in the foreseeable future. Unlock boxes. We don't need that. Instead of initting task tab, that's the initial thing that's open, we're gonna init the emoji tab where we have all the personalization stuff. We're gonna have a lot of bugs and stuff because I'm deleting so many things and references to things. So we have to recreate these buttons. Don't need that. The emoji avatar, emoji equals. That's okay. Confirm. That looks okay. We don't need to recreate the buttons. This is like switching between the tabs. We have no more tabs in this anymore. Let's get rid of that. I think else if that looks good. This is interacting with the body buttons. That's okay. There's only one tab, so we're only going to allow that to be touched. This will be like a good final task for the day, getting this ready. Unlock touch end, nothing. Reward XP. That's for the task layer. We don't need this function anymore. This is also for the tasks. It's not comping out though because I'm using this. This is another task related function having to do with like ads and stuff, I think. Alright. Now this is an emoji customization function. That's cool. This is like setting up everything. Clear tab A. We only have one tab. We don't need that. We don't need clear tab for anything. We'll get rid of this so we can comment this out. Open tab A. There's no tab A. I think we can leave the open tab B. I'm not sure if I call that initially. I don't think we need it. Init unlock tab, that's something we don't need. Init task tab. We definitely don't need that anymore. Init emoji tab. That is good. We definitely need that. That's like the main function that starts the emoji avatar stuff. Emoji touch end. That's how we interact with it. That's good. I know there's going to be some bugs and some, because we delete all these buttons and all these tabs, there's going to be all these weird references to them. I think. Edit emoji, that's how we edit our emoji avatar, that's good. Get image from code, we need that to translate the images for the emoji. Draw. I think the drawing might be something we don't need anymore. We only call it, I think, at the top that I saw. Alright, we did a lot of changes to that pop-up there. I have no idea what's going to happen when we open it again. Okay, bugs. I expected that. Property wive and define 1497. In an emoji tab. Okay, it's using button A. Oh, I can't even see it anymore. Let me go back to the way it looked like so that I can see. We need to position this stuff without using those buttons we deleted. We need to position them in the y-axis somehow, and I think we'll probably use the bottom of the emoji avatar. Just wanted to see a visual of it. Recording it now. Awesome. Can't wait for that video. BRB. Cool, cool. Let's click the pop-up. So yeah. So this stuff we're drawing in comparison to these buttons right here, which are no longer there. We should raise them up to the emoji avatar up here for maximum space for now, at least. So what is this emoji called? I'm gonna delete all this stuff too, all this data. Okay, so it's called this dot emoji. That's easy. 1497, about around there. Okay, so the Y should be this dot emoji. I want to know what's the anchor of this dot emoji. 0, 0. Okay, so at the bottom of it, dot Y minus 8 minus this stuff. Alright, that's going to be our new Y. Let's see if there's other references to it. I'm sure there must be, right? Bug fixing. Gotcha. BRB. Cool. Go home. Let's click the avatar. It opens. All right, the scaling and stuff is all messed up now because we've totally gutted everything. But we were successful in the sense that all we have on the screen is there's no more task, there's no more menu layer, there's no more of that other crap I don't need. If I click the eye, it doesn't work. Okay, cool. So we can't really interact with this stuff yet, so let's do that next. User meta layer 267. Okay. It's using this dot button a dot y. Looks a little tricky. I'm live for another 30 minutes. Okay, so maybe just instead of making check button y equal to this dot button a dot y, if it's greater than this dot button a dot y. I'm not sure what this should be. I'm just gonna make it something for now, and it's gonna be wrong. Done now, video edited. Cool. Excited to see it. Yeah, I'm definitely live for another 25 minutes, so no rush. Alright, can I touch stuff? Okay, I'm touching, nothing's changing. Oh, but I can update my body at least. If I save it, something's wrong. 349 now. So it's the same Y that we need to change. So yeah, like all the touching and stuff, we're just trying to make sure all the old references are gone so that it's somewhat working, at least for now, and we'll have to fix it in the coming days. Like everything's kind of scaled weird now and stuff. So if I click green, can I save it? Yes. And so we have to make it so we refresh this. That's functionality we don't have yet. I had it in the old UI, but since we have the new UI, it doesn't update. But if I refresh, it should be green now if we're allowed to update. Cool, so it's green, so that's cool. We can update the functionality for updating our emojis working, and we can cancel, save, etc. We just now need to make it so that we can touch the eyeball and mouth so we can change which tab of the emoji editor we're under. We can also make this emoji bigger now that we have more space. Let's make it taller. So the height is this. So it's at 0, 0. Wait. It's weird that the Y is this not height minus 5 minus this dot emoji dot height. It should be at the top. The fact that it's not means this is weirdly positioned within the avatar pop-up. Let's see what's going on. So the height is only 0.8. Let's make it 0.9. Oops. Cool, looks better. It's a little too big width-wise. The width should be 0.8. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up. I don't think it will. Oh, whoa, it's even bigger now. What? I made the width smaller. They must have to be the same or something. I don't know, now it doesn't make sense. What if I made the width 0.5? So we're gonna have to kind of mess with this a bit. Weird, it messes it up even more. Oh wait, it's because... Okay, so I think what's happening is... These are being created based on the height, not the width, I'm pretty sure. So let's look at that. User meta layer. Don't touch N, we don't care. Comments, comments, comments. Okay, knit emoji body. I don't think we need that. Uploading it. Cool, Kessels. Knit emoji tab. Okay, this is what we're looking for. So the body button. That's this top button right here. We don't need to worry about that right now. Emoji inventory. Shop labels. Okay, inventory button B. That's the center button right here. Button dist A. So yeah, look, this is basing it totally on the height. What if we did it based on the width? That's gonna be kind of some big changes. Maybe I'll hold off on making those changes right now. I don't want to like start doing something and then have to walk it back. Yeah, we made some good progress on, just in the few hours we were streaming, we made some good progress on just the core loops of the rewards and making them functional. One thing we need to do is populate the levels randomly with fruit. I'm also thinking, what world do I want to start doing this fruit thing? Like, world 1, I think that would be kind of distracting. So maybe, like, I should hand place them somewhere, maybe in... It could be in the top of World 1. I really felt that that could be cool at the top of World 1. Maybe a couple up here. I could include like a lemon here and like a strawberry here. Just so players like who are playing the game, I don't know, it might give them like, oh, there's something here. I can't do that right now because I'd have to do it in the database, which means everyone who plays the game would see these fruits before I've even implemented this feature. So let's just implement the normal functionality of populating random fruits in it. See Facebook. Cool, I will. Where on Facebook should I check? Kessel's Game Studio. Okay, I looked at your other one. Oh, nice. You have 8,000 followers on Facebook. That's awesome. I haven't seen this page of yours. I saw your personal page. Sweet. That looks awesome. Let me pull it up on here. I'm doing Chrome. Yeah, Kessels, this looks sick. Cool. Everyone check out Kessel's Game Studio on Facebook. This is the video they just made. Let me pop it up. Sweet. So, as you can see, I'm the zombie in the blue shirt right here, delivering the food. That looks awesome. This is rad. Some new zombies and a big burger statue. Ah, so you see the burger statue here. And you got yours truly right here. So you can attack. I saw. And so you're attacking like the other restaurant. I think you said when that happens. That's really interesting. That is hilarious. I love that as a gameplay idea. And so I love that it seems like a... Oh god, so I have to play some random video. Ah, I didn't want to watch this video! Alright. Play it. Okay. So as you see, this is me right there. That's so sick. But what I was really excited about is like I love not. This is my first time seeing that kind of mechanic. I love the idea that you can kind of like. There's interesting choice. Like you're always trying to like maximize your resources with the Diner Dash kind of gameplay and getting food on the table and everything like that. But you can also decide to send your waiters, your zombies, to attack the other restaurant. And in doing so, like it probably hurts your own productivity, but like it's an interesting choice. The way maybe it's worth it to hurt your opponent or whatever. Like at least that's what I'm assuming what's going on. I think that is like such a cool concept. I think that's a really interesting choice. That you're giving players this really interesting choice to make. That's going to make your experience much more deep. I really love that. So as you see, they're attacking with 7 zombies. I'm in there as well. And then they show up at this other restaurant, I assume. Yeah. And they're attacking like waiters. I think there's a customer even. Attack successful. And they come back. And these people are still waiting, but you decided it was worth it to use those resources elsewhere. No, stop playing other stuff. Cool. So I love that. That's an awesome video for showcasing that. And let me know if I'm explaining something wrong. I think that's really cool. Super dope. So excited. Glad you shared that with me. It's so awesome. This is the raid feature that they posted yesterday. Want to see the raid. Oh yeah, so the same thing, yeah, choosing to attack. That's super funny. Yeah, it's such a good idea for a gameplay mechanic. And like when that's if it's still like multiplayer or whatever, I think that's gonna be so cool because you're gonna have 2 people like debating that choice and going at each other. I think that's gonna be so awesome. It changed in the next 2 months. Gotcha. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. I'm really excited by these where you're going though with the game design. This is really awesome. Yeah, so you can check it out. You can check it out at Steam. Go to Kessel's Game Studio on Facebook, follow them, and you can get the link there for Steam. It's called Undead Eatery, which you can search on Steam. I think that's so awesome. I'm so excited to play this game when it comes out. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that with me. So cool. Looking forward to seeing more. Just feel free to keep sharing your progress in the Discord and on this in this Twitch channel, so we can keep up to date with your progress. Good job. This is obviously Great work. Nice. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to end the stream now. Kessels, let me know if there's anything else you want to add or anything else you want to say. Thanks again for sharing this. Everyone, check out Kessels Game Studio, Undead Eatery on Steam. I think I'm going to stop for the day. Tomorrow, I'm really going to try to stream from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is a little earlier than what I usually do. I want to stream in the mornings. I stream Monday through Friday, where we work on my game Emoji Pop, and we check out some other indie games that people are working on in the chat, including Undead Eatery and also Madman PS2's Hex Stars, which you can find on the App Store. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, helping me out on my game this stream. Just to recap, we made some good progress with the reward loops. So now, by beating stars, you're earning up towards these chests that give you coins and boosters. You can also match in-game fruits that give you progress towards this big reward slot machine that we're building. So a lot to come in the week ahead. We're having I think this is the perfect time scale this next week to put out this feature on Monday, in addition to the new Emoji Obstacle and World. So I'm so excited to work on it again tomorrow morning. Thanks, Kessels. Thank Madman PS2 in the chat. Thanks to everyone else for watching on Twitter and YouTube. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hope you have a really good day. And so peace out. Thanks for the awesome stream.